This is Anthony Iannarino, thesalesblog.com, right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need and The Lost Art of Closing, which you can pick up on pre-order at thelostartofclosing.com. You're going to get bonuses there like workbooks and videos and keynotes and whatever else you want. You can find it out there right now. And the book will be shipped on August 8th and maybe to you even before that. I got asked an interesting question today by a sales manager who was talking about his team, and he said, how do you become a peer? How do you become somebody that looks and sounds like a trusted advisor? How do you have what I would call gravitas, or weight in a conversation? And he'd been on a call with senior leaders in his company, senior sales leaders particularly, and he noticed just how much weight they carried at the table with the stories that they told in the conversation that they had. And it is in part about stories, but it's not so much the story as it's the context of the story and what kind of a conversation they're framing up around gaining mind share and helping the client understand the dissonance that they're experiencing. Why do I not get the results that I want and need right now? And I want to be clear about the direction that I give you here, but I want to explain this in a way that you can understand and put to use, because it's kind of a difficult concept, and the more I talk about it, the more I recognize a lot of people still sell products, and they think that the product knowledge is enough, and they think that knowing that the customer has a business challenge and that there's a product that's a solution for that, or there's a set of products and services that make up a solution that would solve that problem, is going to be enough to carry the day for them. And it's not. It's no longer going to be enough. And that's level 1. We need to move to level 4, and that's strategic. And so I'm coming in from the opposite side saying, I can explain to you why you have this dissonance. I can tell you what the trade-offs you need to make are, and I can explain something to you in a way that you don't understand right now, but will. And that's the difference in being a peer and being a trusted advisor and being consultative and just being somebody who's trying to peddle a product. And I'm not trying to be derogatory about that. I just want to explain the difference. If there's information parity and we both know the same thing, and all I have is the product, then I'm not going to be able to occupy the space of trusted advisor. I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't know enough. I need there to be a disparity of information leaning in my direction where I know more than you know in this particular area. This doesn't mean I know more about their business than they know about their business. They're supposed to know more about their business. But I know the root cause of the challenges that they're having and the obstacles. And it's understanding the root causes and the trade-offs and that what I call situational knowledge that lets leaders tell stories and lets salespeople who are trusted advisors tell the stories to frame up a conversation about why should I change, how should I change, when should I change, whose help do I need to change, and who do I want on my team. So let me try to walk you through this in a way that's actionable. If you have product knowledge, that's good, and if you understand what your client's challenges are, that's good, but it's not enough to occupy that space. But the question is, why do they have the problem that they're having? And then what's one level beyond that on what are the root causes, the economic trends, scientific trends, technological trends, whatever they are that are driving this. And that's where you have to have expertise. And so what happens when you have a lot of products, you can have trouble getting great product knowledge. But when you start looking at the general trends that are causing people to change across every vertical you work in, they tend to have a lot of similarities and they tend to have a lot of the same impact. So let me give you an example from a business that I'm familiar with because I came out of temporary staffing and we still own staffing businesses. So let me start there. I would have a client say something to me like, we're having trouble getting the talent that we need. And I could easily say, let me tell you what the solution is for that. I've got recruiters, we have this program, we can get you the talent that you need. And that may be enough for somebody who's looking for level 1 value. But when I'm trying to competitively displace someone and I'm trying to capture a relationship, that's not going to be enough. And so I need to move up to a different level. And why do they have trouble finding the people that they need? Well, they'll look at the newspaper and think that there's a recession. So they think that labor is abundant, and it's not. And then when I share with them things like the unemployment stats, which are 4.7 nationally, super low, lowest unemployment number of claims in 16 years right now. And when I explain that in June we had 220,000 new non-payroll jobs, or non-farm payroll jobs created in this country, and that's outstripping the number of new entrants into the workforce, and it's not enough to keep up with the number of baby boomers that are retiring at 10,000 a day. Now you start to understand why this gap exists. And so the question isn't, do we have a solution? It's what's our long-term plan and what changes do you need to make on your side to track with what's going on in the outside world that's having this impact on your business. And so where I need subject matter expertise and where I need you to have subject matter expertise is up here at the strategic level. How do I think about this problem? How do I evaluate my choices? What trade-offs should I be thinking about making? What experiences have other people had that would be beneficial for me to know and understand? And this is why some people have gravitas, since they have weight and they're consultative and they look like a trusted advisor the minute they step into the room, is because they know there's a disparity of information. I have information that you don't have. I'm a subject matter expert here, and I can explain to you why you have this dissonance that you feel where things are spinning out of control and you don't understand how to get the results you used to be able to get. And just using that same example, most people don't know that the unemployment rate for college degreed men is about 1%, and they don't understand that there's not that many people available, which means people have to change their behavior. But how? That's the part where you come in and you occupy that space in your industry. You need to know everything that's going on behind the scenes. So how do you do that? You turn off Howard Stern and you turn on CNBC. If you've got Sirius XM radio, you've got both those channels, just turn the dial and start picking up ideas and start listening to the economic reports so you've got some weight when you walk into a room. You've got to turn off Game of Thrones or just time shift it and watch it when there's nothing else for you to do. But pick up a book or pick up a magazine and start picking up the insights that allow you to understand what's going on in the world so that you're conversational. And here's the long and short of this. The gap is growing between trusted advisor, consultative peer, and know-nothing. And the people who are know-nothings are going to be left behind. The people who aren't willing to pick up a book, they're not willing to change their habits and their behaviors to learn and to study, they're going to get disintermediated by technology, because if all you can do is show me a brochure or open up a catalog for me, then I don't need you. I need somebody with greater depth and greater insight, because if all you can do is transact me, then I don't have any use for you, and you're going to end up being somebody that I might relegate to purchasing to buy a commodity from, but you're not somebody that's going to be sitting at the table with me when I make decisions. So you can't be a know-nothing. You've got to be a knows a lot, and that means you have to do the work to make that happen. I'm Anthony Iannarino. Do go pick up the book, The Lost Art of Closing, at thelostartofclosing.com. Get the pre-order bonuses because they go away in a week or two. And hit the subscribe button while you're here, because this is every day.